We are celebrating Jagadguru Tam Divas today. Many people ask me this question, although we know that our Shri Maharajji is honored by the title of Jagadguru Tam, but what does it actually mean? First of all, the question comes in our mind, what is Jagat, what is Guru, and then what is Jagadguru Tam? When we talk about Jagat, the literal meaning of the word Jagat is the entire world made of Maya. In this world of Maya, everything is inert. Whatever is seen which has no life, that is called world, that is a manifestation of Maya. And in this world, many sentient and insentient creatures live. All the sentient and insentient creatures who are material beings, they live over here. In this world, all the material beings are living, but they have a full freedom and a privilege to go beyond the realm of Maya and attain the divine bliss. When we are material under the control of Maya, then also we are enjoying many things. If you say anyone in this world who is not in Maharajji's satsang, that there is no happiness in this world, they would say, how do you say there is no happiness in this world? There's so many things we are enjoying every day. If you put the rasgulla in front of us, we'll eat and say, yeah, there is happiness. You embrace your child and you say, there is happiness in the child. You attain big money, you say, there is happiness in the money. How do you say there is no happiness? Yes, there is happiness. But the happiness which we attain from this material world is material happiness. Because it is coming from the material world and it could be enjoyed only by the material entity which is our body, our senses. We are not material. We don't enjoy anything which is material because we are not material beings. We are divine. We are the souls. Soul is divine. That's why we do not enjoy anything of this world. It's our misconception that we think that we enjoy this material world too. You don't enjoy. Your senses enjoy. And there is a proof of that. If you say, no, you are wrong, we enjoy. And I am saying, no, only your senses enjoy. You don't enjoy this world. So what is the proof that we don't enjoy this world? The proof is this, which is given by Vedavyasji Maharaj as well in Bhagavad. Yat prithivyam vrihiyavam hiranyam pasavastriyah nalame kasya paryaptam tasmat trishnam parityajet. He is saying, if you are given the property of entire universe, I am not talking about one country or two. If you are given the property, everything of the entire universe, even then the desire to attain more is left. You're not satisfied. and you will not be satisfied. Chakradharopi suratvam suratvalabhe sakal surupatitvam bhavitum surupati rurdhagatitvam tathapi nanivartate trishna. Garud Puran. Even if you become, forget about the happiness of this material world. Even if you become Indra, the king of heaven, then you will want to become the king of all the heavens. And if you become the king of all the heavens, even then you want the Brahman Padam Yachate, then you will think that why I am not Brahma. So there is no happiness. That's why we are not satisfied up to any extent. And those who have left this world, they left the property and became recluse. They are happy. There are many sadhu, sant. Mahatma Buddha was a prince. When he was in the family, he was not happy. When he left the world, all kind of material happiness, then he became happy. Once, a king of Iran came to Mahatma Buddha and he said, he saw his cottage. There was no furniture, not too many things of comfort. He was sleeping on the floor. And he asked Mahatma Buddha, you have nothing in your home and you're all ever smiling. All the time you are smiling, you look very happy. I have such a big property, I am the king. How come I am not happy? Tell me, how can I attain the same happiness you have? Jesus Christ, Mahatma Buddha said, you can also attain same happiness as I have. You have to do one thing. Whatever you have, you give it to me. And I will give to you whatever I have. I have happiness, I will give you happiness, but you give whatever you have. Then he thought and he said, if I give you 50%, 50-50, would it work? So this is our pitiful condition. We are experiencing day and night. There is no happiness in this world. But still we are expecting happiness from this material world. So this is the world where there is no happiness. But this is the world where there are many, not 1, 2,000. There are many who attain real bliss as well. They have freedom to attain the real bliss, which is divine bliss. They can attain that as well. This freedom is given in this world. So this is the material world where many, if you follow the instructions of the Vedas, if you follow the instructions of the saints, you can attain spiritual bliss, the divine bliss as well. And in this world, those who follow the instructions of the Vedas in order to attain divine bliss, and those who attain divine bliss under the guidance of a saint, if someone attains divine bliss, that personality is called Sant or saint. The one who knows God, who has realized God, is called saint. And amongst those saints, whoever is chosen by someone to guide them to attain the divine bliss is called Guru. Every saint is not our Guru. Only that saint who is chosen by us to guide us, that saint is Guru, is our Guru. So, the one who has realized God is Guru, and we have to choose that Guru as our guide who has 3 qualities. Number 1, He who should be God-realized soul. Number 2, he should have the knowledge of all the scriptures. Number 3, he must have ability to infuse that knowledge to the material beings as well. If some saint is endowed with these 3 qualities, then we must choose him as Guru. So such kind of personalities are called Guru. Amongst all these Gurus, the one who is proven to be the highest person of knowledge, divine knowledge, whose level of devotion is highest, is called Jagadguru. Who is highest in divine knowledge, whose level is highest. Because Gurus, the level of Gurus is also different. It varies. Like there are some Guru who will teach you karma. There are some Gurus who will take you toward the path of knowledge you are heading today. What happens if you are following the path of knowledge? But they are also Guru because they have realized God. Although they realize impersonal form of God, Nirakar Brahma, you won't attain bliss, but they are also Gurus. There are some Gurus of Yoga. There are some Gurus of Bhakti. In Bhakti as well, there are some Gurus who are Nishkam. There are some who are not Nishkam. Their level is lower. And amongst the Nishkam Bhakt as well, there are some of Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav, Vasalya Bhav, Madhurya Bhav. Amongst Madhurya Bhav also, there are some Sadharani Rati, Samanjasa Rati and Samartha Rati. The Guru of Samartha Rati is highest. So the one who has the highest knowledge, whose level is highest at that time in this world, that can become Jagadguru. He is called Jagadguru. So who gives this title of Jagadguru to him? Suppose I have the highest knowledge. Then do I have an authority to call myself Jagadguru? No. It is given. This title is given. Who gives this title? When there is lack of dharma, when the dharma, the righteousness is disappearing from this world, unrighteous deeds have become prevalent in this world. Nobody knows about what to do, where to go, what is the aim of life, how can I attain it. When this condition comes in the world, then God descends, or He sends some saint to rectify the situation of the world, to teach that what is real dharma, how can they attain the ultimate goal of their life. And when such kind of person descends on this earth, then he starts teaching the right path of God realization. That time, all other saints, the so-called saints, they are teaching something which is not the right guidance. They are misleading people. When one person only is talking about the right meaning, the right purpose of life in an authentic way, then what happens? All other saints, they declare the right one to be wrong. And they say that, see, most of us are saying the same thing. Only this person is saying that this is wrong. Then it means he is wrong. Because majority is always right. We all are saying. But when he keeps on speaking on the Vedas, on the scriptures, and talks about the right meaning of the scriptures, then people get impressed on him. When these so-called saints see that people are accepting his philosophy, they are getting more impressed by him, they are leaving us, then they become agitated, and then they get together and they plan to challenge that person. Because it is their belief that this person is wrong, we are right, this person is wrong. So let us defeat this person in the world, in front of the entire world, and they should know that this person is not right. So they challenge for Shastrarth. Shastrarth means debate on the scriptures. Then they measure the knowledge of the person. So what happens at that time? The entire group of the so-called saints, rest of all the saints, they make one group and they fight. They have the contest of the knowledge of Shas against one person. One person is on one side and the rest of all the saints, they become one group. And they all try to defeat. So what is defeat? When is it declared to be defeated? If he is unable to give answer of any one of them. Because these saints who are fighting against the one person, amongst them, one he has the profound knowledge of karma, one has the knowledge of jnana, other one has the knowledge of yoga, someone is expert, he is specializing, he is doing researches for 50 years, 60 years on Gita, someone is doing research on Vedanta, some on Vedas, some on Bhagavad, some on Gita. So they think that we have the bundle of knowledge and he cannot stand in front of us. So when they have that debate and the person gives the answer to all their questions and they cannot give the answer of one question asked by this person, then he is declared to be Jagadguru. Sometimes it takes months or years. Shankaracharya Maharaj, when he went for Shastra, and he was challenged for Shastra, he was a child, 8 years old. And when he went over there, and Mandan Mishra, who was having debate with Shankaracharya Maharaj, he was asking question, and when his wife saw that my husband is going to be defeated in front of this child, then she came over there. And then she said that I am his wife. I also have half right to take his responsibility on me. Now I will do Shastrarth with you. Shankaracharya said, okay, you come now. And when he came there, his wife came over there, she asked one question on married life, that is sexual life. And he was 8 years old, he had no idea of that. The answer could not be given without having experience of that thing. That's why he said, I will give you the answer after 3 months. And then he went and he entered in the body of a king. He learned everything practically, and then he came back again and gave the answer to that question. I am just telling you this to tell you that they may ask question on any Shastra, any Ved, any science. And the person who is challenged, he has to give the answer of all these questions. It has been happened with all the Jagadgurus. As you know, that before Maharajji there were 4 more Jagadgurus. They all had to do Shastrarth. And after Shastrarth, they were given the title of Jagadguru. It means at this time, on this earth, no one has more knowledge than this person of the Shastra Ved. So the same thing happened with Maharajji as well. When Maharajji had a convention in Chitrakoot, he put forth a list of some contradictory questions. And he requested all the saints, there were many saints, Mathadhish, scholars, everybody was there. And they requested everyone to reconcile those questions. Like the question was, we have to do everything to realize God. We have to do nothing to realize God. Brahma is one. Brahma is not one. In that way, there were contradictory questions. And they were set to answer. No one could give answer even to one question. And Maharajji was announcing every day, the crowd, the people are anxious to know the answer to this question, and we are not getting it. I request again and again to all the scholars to give the answer to those questions. 5 days passed. No answer came. Then there was a scholar. He was very angry, and he said from the stage that the questions are wrong. Kripalu Maharaj put these questions just to insult us. There is no answer of these questions. Then there was one more scholar. He was the top class scholar at that time, although he was not Jagadguru, but he was honored like the top class scholar, and his name was Karpatriji. Karpatriji came on the mic and very wisely, I will say very cleverly, he said that we should not say that there is no answer to these questions. This questionnaire is given to us by Kripalu Maharaj. Probably Kripalu Maharaj knows the answer to all these questions, because he was confident if we cannot give the answer, he is a child, he is a young man. How can he give the answer to these questions? And if he will also not be able to give answer to these questions, then we will not be insulted. Everybody will come on the same level. That's why he said very gently that probably Kripalu Maharaj knows the answer of these questions. So we request him to answer these questions. Maharajji came on the stage and he said, although I am ready to give answer to these questions, but in this sammelan, in this convention, I am Swagata Dhyaksha. I am the head of welcome committee. And a Swagata Dhyaksha has no right to sit on the seat of the scholars, of the saints. I am only to welcome you. I cannot sit on that seat. But our Adhyaksha, our president, if he orders me, then I will give the answer sitting on the seat that is called Vyas Gaddi. I can give the answer. In that convention, you know who was the president? Just when the question came that who should be the president of this convention, then Maharajji said, if I declare one Jagadguru to be, because Maharajji was not Jagadguru at that time, if I declare someone to be the president, the other three Jagadguru will object. And if I declare some other saint, then the Jagadgurus will say that we are Jagadgurus. How come you can declare someone else to be the president of the Sammelan? So Maharajji, just to remove this kind of dispute, there was in Ayodhya, there was a Sita Ram Mandali. There was a group of someone with the they were just showing the beauty of Ram, Sita, and it was called Ram Darbar. They were showing only Sita Ram and Lakshmanji were sitting, and many people were coming to see that jhanki only. So Maharajji chose Shri Ram because he said, because a Melan is going to be in Chitrakoot and only Ram can be the president of this Sammelan. So he made him the president. He was a boy, 14, 15 years old boy, uneducated. And he never spoke on the stage also. But something happened that as soon as Maharajji said that if my president allow me to speak, I can sit on the Vyas Gaddi and I can speak. He immediately came on the mic and said, yes, I allow you. It was also amazing. And then Maharaj immediately announced that from the morning, now I will give the lecture. I will start giving the answer. With the answer, the lectures Maharaj gave, everyone was very much impressed. Even the scholars of Varanasi were very much impressed. The secretary of Kashi Vidyat Parishad was there. He was very much impressed, and when he went back to Varanasi, he admired his knowledge and he said, there is a boy, he is only 32 years old, but he has the thorough knowledge of all the scriptures and he quotes them without putting any book in front of him. Nobody could believe it. Then Rajnarayan Shastri, he still came in a lecture of Maharajji, but Maharajji recognized him. He gave him a chance also to speak, but he did not speak anything except admiring Maharajji. And then he invited also Maharajji for Shastrarth in Varanasi. And all the scholars were confident that although this young man, had amazing knowledge of Shastra Ved, but his knowledge cannot be equivalent to the combined knowledge of 500 greatest scholars of India. So they were very sure that we will defeat him and that we will take the revenge of our insult which we had in Chitrakoot. They were happy to invite Maharajji for Shastrarth. When Maharajji went over there, then they just sent a message that he has to speak in Sanskrit only, and for 10 days only he will speak, means he will give the lecture, and then all these scholars will assess his knowledge, and then they will decide that who is coming to have this debate with him. For 10 days he has to give lecture in Sanskrit, because they knew that Maharajji, before Chitrakoot, Maharajji was not giving any lecture, and he never spoke in Sanskrit also. So all the satsangis also knew that Shri Maharajji does not know lecturing. Maharajji cannot give lecture, and Maharajji does not know Sanskrit. We all knew that. But when Maharajji said, okay, because they were very much scared, because they said to them, yes, okay, he will do that. But they were scared Maharajji would scold us, that why did you say that I will give lecture in Sanskrit? I don't know Sanskrit. They were expecting this answer from Maharajji. But when they went to Maharajji and they said they are saying that you have to speak in Sanskrit, Maharajji said like this, oh, okay. They were saying towards Maharajji, he never spoke in Sanskrit. How come he's saying, oh, I will give the lecture in Sanskrit? And the other scholars were also thinking that he cannot speak Sanskrit, so he will be defeated right away. But when Maharajji went, all the scholars who were sitting there, they were very much experienced. They were having research on some scripture for 50, 60, 70 years. Now you can imagine what were the ages of all those scholars. In front of them, Maharajji was like a very young boy, like a child. So when Maharajji entered, seeing the personality of Sri Maharajji, the effulgence in his body, the aura of Maharajji's face, they were very much impressed. But they thought in their mind, yeah, he's good looking, he's beautiful, but his knowledge cannot be that much. They were very much confident. Then the Rajanan Khiste, who was the president of Kashi Vidyut Parishad, he took the name of Maharajji, Kripalu ji, आप अपना प्रवचन प्रारंभ कीजिए. Kripalu ji, start your lecture. And then Maharajji started, as it was his nature, he was sitting like this, closing his eyes, and he started giving lecture. Continuously he was talking. Everyone was amazed. What happened? In the beginning, he started speaking in Sanskrit, ordinary Sanskrit. The scholars who were thinking he cannot speak in Sanskrit, they said, he knows Sanskrit. Yeah, he can speak in Sanskrit. And then after 15 minutes, Maharajji started speaking in very literary Sanskrit. It was hard to understand for them. Then they said, oh, his Sanskrit is very good. Oh, he knows Sanskrit. And again after 15 minutes, Shri Maharajji started speaking in Vedic Sanskrit. Only 3 people were there, 3 scholars were there who could understand Vedic Sanskrit. Then there was one scholar, his name was Neel Meghacharya. He stood up in Sanskrit. He said to Maharajji, you didn't reconcile Bhakti Yoga. And Maharajji was just he was speaking, his eyes were closed. When he stood and he interrupted, then Maharajji stopped, just like you pause the tape recorder. Maharajji just stopped. And when he asked this question, everyone felt very bad because they were enjoying the lecture of Maharajji. They felt it is disturbance. And the president stood up and he said, could you understand even one word of his lecture? Sit down, please, and don't disturb. And after that, Maharajji again started speaking. They were surprised to see that he was quoting all the scriptures so fast, like they were emanating from the mouth of Shri Maharajji in the way like the scriptures themselves were revealing themselves over there. So they heard the lecture of Maharajji for 4 days. And then they had a meeting. And the president asked all of them, who is ready to do Shastrat with him? Everybody was sitting like that. And they said, I can't. Everybody said no. And they said, then we can do the Shastrat with the human beings. His knowledge is not earned knowledge. And his knowledge shows that he is not a human being. They said that he is Sakshat Mahavishnu. He came here. We cannot have any debate with him. And on the 5th day, they had a meeting and they decided that what should we do now? They said we have to give the degree. of Jagadguru. But some of them said, before him also, there were 4 Jagadgurus. Their knowledge was also above the knowledge of all the scholars. But there was no comparison of their knowledge and his knowledge. Because when they attained the degree of Jagadguru, they had to have the debate with the other scholars. It means there was some similarity in the level. That's why they were asking question after question were coming. And it took a long time to win this debate. But he doesn't have to say anything. Now he is just giving the lecture. We didn't start the Shastra, but we all are surrendered to him. Because his knowledge is obviously telling us that he is God himself. His knowledge is not material. His knowledge is not earned knowledge. That's why it will be injustice to give the same title to him as well. Then what should we do? Because the tradition, the rule says that who wins everyone, whoever amongst the scholars wins everyone, will be given the title of Jagadguru. So what else can we do? Then they decided, just to differentiate, just to show the superiority of Sri Maharajji, we should add Uttam, Jagadguru Uttam, means best of all Jagadgurus. Means his knowledge is superior than other Jagadgurus. Then they decided, and 6th day they prepared the Padya Prasunopahar. On 5th day, when they decided to give the title of Jagadguru Uttam, it was their private meeting. Nobody else knew what happened in the meeting. Then Maharajji told, my father and 3 more people were there. Maharajji said, give a telegram to Pratapgarh that they should start preparation of procession as Jagadguru for myself. They were looking towards Maharajji. He had not started Shastras, he is just giving lecture now. And he said, give telegram that I am coming as Jagadguru. And these scholars of Kashi, they are so egoistic, though arrogant, they can give their head, but they cannot bend their head in front of anyone. And Maharajji is saying, give the telegram. But it was the Agya of Maharajji, they could not do anything. They gave the telegram and the preparation started over there. Because Maharajji was seeing everything what was going on amongst them. They could not see that. So they gave the title of Jagadguru Uttam. The question arises, what are the reasons why they give this special title of Jagadguru, which never happened before in the history, and it will not happen in future as well? Why? It must be coming in your mind that probably somebody else will come equivalent to the knowledge of Sri Maharajji, and he will also be given the title of Jagadguru Uttam. No, not at all. Nobody can get it now. Why? Uttam means what? Best. Best is always best. Suppose Shri Radharani herself comes to defeat Maharajji, and then she will also not be given the title of Jagadguru Uttam. Why? Because Uttam is Uttam. She may get the title of Jagadguru Uttamottam, but she cannot get the title of Jagadguru Uttam. So this is an exclusive title which is given to Maharajji forever, ever. And why? Number one. See, what is the difference? I'm just going to tell you that what is the major difference between all other Jagadgurus and Maharajji's knowledge. While you know that all of them were the divine personalities, Shankaracharya was the incarnation of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He was Ansha avatar of Shri Krishna. Ramanujacharya was the avatar of Sheshnag. Nimbarkacharya Ji Maharaj was the avatar of Sudarshan Chakra. Madhvacharya Ji Maharaj was the incarnation of Pavan, Vayu Devata. They were all divine personalities. So what is the difference between Maharajji and all other Jagadgurus? Number one, all other Jagadgurus chose one philosophy, ism. Like Shankaracharya Ji was emphasizing, he chose Advaitvad, and he was emphasizing in his entire life. He was trying his best to prove that only this philosophy is correct. And he condemned all other philosophies. This is correct. He was always trying to prove that. In the same way, Nimbarkacharya Ji came and he Advait philosophy. Ramanujacharya Ji, Vishishta Advait philosophy. Madhvacharya Ji, Dvaitvad philosophy. They caught only one philosophy. They are emphasizing and they were propagating only that philosophy and trying their best to prove that only this philosophy is authentic and everybody should follow this philosophy. But Maharajji is the first Jagadguru in the history. Instead of emphasizing only one philosophy, he reconciled the philosophies of all the Jagadgurus. And he proved that all these philosophies are authentic. They are right. There's no difference in in these philosophies. And then he put forth his philosophy as well in such an authentic way that there was no room to refute anywhere, any point. Nobody could refute it. It happened for the first time, and reconciliation of all the philosophies. He did not reconcile only the philosophy of Jagadgurus, but the philosophies which are seen in different scriptures and they look like the contradictory to each other. He reconciled everything. It was not that easy to reconcile all the philosophies in Kali Yuga and convince the scholars of Varanasi. This thing impressed them so much, and they were bound to feel that he is not a material being. He is veritable God himself. And number two, they saw one thing in Maharajji, that all the Jagadgurus, they were famous for their knowledge only. Though they propagated their philosophy and they became famous for their knowledge. Maharajji was the first Jagadguru who gave equal importance to knowledge and devotion. He was not talking in his lectures. He was not talking about the knowledge only. He was, with proving all the philosophies of knowledge, he was bringing devotion to the same level, and he was saying the ultimate goal of life is devotion only. Everyone has to without following the path of devotion. Either you follow the karma marg or yoga marg or jnana marg, you cannot realize God, you cannot go across Maya, as you heard today also in the lecture of Maharajji. He proved that in his lectures. And number 3, they saw the symptoms of divine ecstasy in Sri Maharajji, which is rarest of rare. These symptoms were not seen in any other Jagadguru. The symptoms of ecstasy were seen before Sri Maharajji in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but not in any other Jagadguru. And not only that, he was teaching also to all his followers. He was teaching about bhakti and the essential parts of bhakti, and most of the satsangis of Maharajji were seen in ecstasy of love most of the time. Not all of them, because the symptoms of ecstasy of love are also many level, like dhumait, jwalit, deept, uddeept, sudeept. So in satsangis, the symptoms of dhumait and jwalit were seen sometimes, but in Maharajji, even sudeept were seen couple of times. It was seen. Sudeep Sattvic Bhav was not seen in any other saint except Mahaprabhu Chaitanya and Maharajji. That's why they were compelled to give the title of Bhakti Yoga Rasavatar as well. Bhakti Yoga Rasavatar. You know the meaning of Bhakti Yoga Rasavatar? You know? What is the meaning? See, bhakti. What is bhakti? Bhakti is the essence of all the powers of God. Krishnera ananta shakti tate tin pradhan chit shakti jiva shakti maya shakti nam antaranga bahiranga tatastha kahi jare antaranga sharup shakti savarupe. Mahaprabhu Chaitanya said, there are innumerable powers of God. Amongst them, Chit Shakti is the highest power. And the essence of Chit Shakti is Ladini Shakti. The essence of Ladini Shakti is love. And the essence of love is Bhakti. And Bhakti will be attained only when there is a yoga with Shri Krishna. Sanyogo yoga ityukto jivatma paramatmano. Sanyogo yoga jivatma paramatmano. Yoga means unity of a jiva with God is called yoga. Sanyogo yoga ityukto. So bhakti yoga means Shri Krishna. And rasa, the essence of Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna's bliss. The bliss of Shri Krishna is the highest now. And the essence of bliss of Shri Krishna is, that ras is Shri Radha. So indirectly they gave this title to Shri Maharajji, saying that he is the incarnation of Shri Radha. See, when the same personality descended at the time of Mahaprabhu Chaitanya, that time Shri Krishna descended with all the attributes of Shri Radha. And at this time, Shri Radha descended with all the attributes of Shri Krishna. You can see in the character of Maharajji how he is naughty, how he was behaving. So he descended with all the qualities of Shri Krishna. So seeing all these things in Maharajji, which are exclusive, which were not seen in any other Jagadguru, they recognized Sri Maharajji and they thought that he is not only the avatar of Mahavishnu, rather he is the avatar of the essence of Mahaprabhu's essence of essence of essence, who is Sri Radha. So nobody can have competition with him. That's why they gave the title of Jagadguru Tam to Sri Maharajji. Here I want to explain one more thing. That they gave the title of Jagadguru Tam, while all of them, all other Jagadgurus, were also divine personality. But why they gave this title to Sri Maharajji? Because he is highest amongst all of them. They have given the titles to Maharajji, and the first title is Shri Mat Padvakya Praman Paravarin. This is the first title in amongst the many titles they gave to Maharajji. Shri Mat Padvakya Praman Paravarin. There are Shat Shastra. There are 6 philosophies, 6 schools of philosophy. Pad means Vyakaran, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Sankhya, Yoga, and Vedanta. As you know, that like the Yoga, Patanjali was the establisher of the philosophy of Yoga. In the same way, the many other rishis, they established these philosophies. They were the ocean of the knowledge of these philosophies. Kapil, Kanad, Patanjali, Panini, they were the master, they were the ocean of that knowledge. So what are they saying about Sri Maharajji over here? Varin. The word Varin means ocean. Varin, ocean. So these, they Kapil, Kanad, etc., they are the ocean of this knowledge. And Sri Maharajji Paravarin. He is beyond that, beyond the ocean of knowledge. They didn't use the word Varin for Maharajji. They didn't use the word Sindhu or ocean for Maharajji for these knowledges. He said Paravarin, beyond these Varin, beyond these oceans of the knowledge is he. Who could be beyond the ocean of knowledge? जिसका कोई कारण नहीं होता, न तस्य कारणम कारणम कारणानाम. Because beyond him there is nothing at all. He is the supreme power. He is Swayam Shri Krishna. See, Shankaracharya was Anshavatar of Shri Krishna. Ramanujacharya was also Anshavatar of Shri Krishna Sheshnag. Nimbarkacharya Maharaj was Sudarshan Chakra. It's a vibhuti, a power of Shri Krishna. Vayu is a power of Shri Krishna. But none of them were Shri Krishna. Shri Maharajji is Swayam Shri Krishna. That's why naturally he is supreme power. He is superior than anyone else. That's why they were bound to give the title of Jagadguru Tam. There are many other things why they gave the title of Jagadguru Tam. But I don't have so much time to explain this thing. I will just give you a couple of more examples that when they gave this title to Sri Maharajji, they gave it through 7 verses. They made 7 shlok, which is called Padya Prasunopahar. Padya means poetry, Prasun means flower, Upahar means gift. They gave the gift of 7 flowers in 7 verses. And all of them are saying the same thing which I was explaining before. For example, there is one shlok. Vairagyar kumari chisho shit jagat vyamoha pankakshitau nutnah kopi. He's saying, he is like the sun. The sun, if there is mud, the rays of sun, they dry it. Nutna kopi savigraha kritadhiyam ananda punjodaya. Notice these words, very important. Nutna kopi savigraha kritadhiya mananda punjodaya Swami Shri Kripalu nama mahita sadbhakti pushpavali prollasaya vasantatam upagataha khyata samudyotate. I'm not going to explain the whole shlok right now. But it's like when Vasant comes, then the dry earth becomes again green. In the same way, he also came here to bring the greenery in the entire world. And he said, Nutnaha Kopi, he is like a new type of Basant. He is not Basant. He is not that Basant which comes every year. Nutraha Kopi Savigraha. Some new kind of Basant where there is nothing except bliss, where there is nothing except nectar of bliss. That kind of Nutna Kopi, some new kind of Basant, Savigraha, with the body, has come on this earth. And they are using the word Ananda Punyodaya. You have been hearing for a long time from the Maharishi Maharajji and by the other preachers as well, that Ananda means what? Who is Ananda Punj? Only God. Anando Brahmeti Vajanat. Anandadhyev kalimani bhutani jayanti anandena jatani jivanti anandam priyantabi samvishanti. The Vedas are saying Anand means God, the Supreme God. And they are saying Ananda Punjodaya. He is Ananda Punj. And giving the name Swami Shri Kripalu Nama Mahita. Yeah, Anand is given the name of Swami Shri Kripalu Nam. The name of Kripalu. With the name of Kripalu, new kind of Basant has come. And in this form, he is Ananda Punjodaya. Ananda Punj himself has come. They have written all the 7 shlok like this. Yad vyakhyana navina megha patalat dhvanena chittavali nastikyo pahatatmanam apimuda chitte rankankuram. And in the last they are using the word me koyami dyoninam. Who has come here? Me koyami dyoninam. The one who is desired by all the living beings. Who is desired by all the living beings? Except Anand, God, Bhagavan. Only Sri Krishna is desired by everyone. And they are writing Ekoyami dyoninam. There are many examples. These, when they gave the title of Jagadguru Uttam, there each and every core of their being was saying that he is God. They recognized Shri Maharajji. We cannot, because we don't know the special qualities of God. Our heart is dirty, but because they were the scholars, the top class scholars, they heard Maharajji and they could recognize Maharajji. That's why they declared in each and every word that he is veritable God. And that's why they were bound to give the title of Jagadguru Uttam to Shri Maharajji. Bole Jagadguru Uttam Shri Maharajji ki jai.